Good morning and welcome to Real Lessons on Real Estate with Lorraine. My special guest today is Dean Artenosi from Coldwell Banker Real Estate Center and also an award-winning author on Onward and Upward. Welcome, Dean.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming all this way to see me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So first, before we delve into what's going on in the real world of real estate out there, tell me all about Dean, how long you're in the industry, tell me what inspired you to write this great book. I'd like to know all kinds of things so we can find out about Dean.
Sure. Thank you. Well, I got started in the business in 1995 in my early 20s. And back then, I guess, buyer agency was first introduced to the industry. So I began my career representing buyers. And it was a very similar market to what we're sort of dealing with today, although back then there were likely more units available, and the affordability was probably a little bit better than in what it is still now. That said, I became focused on helping turning renters into homeowners, and I guess I was the originator of the sort of low down payment programs, and I started a renovation business and did a lot of pre-sold renovated homes where I included the cost of the renovations and the mortgage for clients and hired them to earn back their down payment. I specialized at retrofitting basement apartments. And,
Oh, wow, cool.
and from there, I sort of developed, I guess, an art or a skill set, rather, of making money when you buy real estate, so at the point of sale. So the concept of buying the worst house in the street in the best location. And from there, I branched out, and I guess in 3 short years, I was top 1% in Canada for the brokers that I worked with at the time, the brand. I started with Coldwell Banker. It got sold to Royal LePage, and then I branched out on my own in early 2000s, and I became a developer. So started to assemble a lot of properties and corners, specialized in inner city types of developments, taking 4 homes and converting it into a 6-story building, 10-story buildings, 16-story buildings, estate townhouses, and it was all location driven. In 2006, my wife, who is our broker of record today, and she was with Royal Bank and at the time, and I convinced her to going into the real estate world and then the real estate space, and she and I bought the franchise for Coldwell Banker in 2006. We were approximately 3 agents at the time, just sort of a family operation. And today we have 8 offices and 300 realtors. And
Good for you.
We
Congrats.
own all. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So we own all our locations, and they're all part of a land assembly. And as I said, I've built high rises, townhouse developments, and I guess I've been focusing on acquisition. So
Good for you.
So certainly these times are more challenging to hold on, but I've managed to do the best I can to separate my cash flow from equity. And my wife is the past president of the Ontario Real Estate Association, so she became very active in organized real estate. We're a team in the brokerage, and yeah, we're very agent focus driven, and we're non-selling owners, and we invest in
Non-selling owners is a great thing.
for sure. Absolutely. So that's a little bit about my history.
Well, that's a great history.
Thank
Good for
you.
you. Good
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
tell me what inspired you to write your book, Onward and Upward. I love
Well,
the name.
yeah, thank you. Onwards and Upwards, Discover the Reality of Building Real Estate Success. Well, I guess over the years, as we know that this industry can be driven by vain and egoism, and certainly, I guess it's about what this business is truly all about, and it's truly all about the client. It's truly all about providing clients with an ultimate service, which is why our brand kind of resonated with me, and I like the whole international exposure as well. And I'm friends from all parts of the world through the network, of course. So the book is about is just about all that. I guess not to be fooled by the quick recruiting pitches and the egoism that exists in this business, and the multi-level marketing schemes, which I feel are the wrong route for people to take and realtors to take. And
So when you say that, be specific with me
Well,
to the best of your ability.
okay, so specific as far as which companies or?
Well, what do you mean when you say I'm interested in that because I see
Well,
a lot of that too.
yeah, well, there is. There has been the new concepts of building downlines and I mean they've entered the team concept as well, which is good, but I think you lose sight of service, and so when you lose sight of that, I think the wealth is created through building a successful sales practice and through building a successful real estate portfolio. Your biggest gains in real estate, is which I specialize at, is changing the use of real estate. I think when you're getting into this business and you think you're gonna get rich quick with building downlines, it's sad. You're sadly mistaken, and certainly that's not the right route to take. And that's what we're all about at our brokerage as well. It's about providing an ultimate service to clients, developing that skill set, and teaching your clients how to make money and when they're with their acquisition as well. And when you learn how to do that with the buyer, which is what I did, I became a developer, and you can learn how to do that for yourself as well, and building your own portfolio. So my book is about all the stories and deals that I've gotten into, and the lessons of real estate, and the 10 commandments of real estate. So, and there's and it's a good read because there's a lot of good stories of situations that I confronted with, and I guess it's about my career and where I am and how I've built what I've built and what my philosophy is and what agents. How agents should be, what their focus should be in this business. And again, it's about the client. It's about providing an ultimate service to clients.
And I think that's clearly not the focus of most agents, myself.
Correct.
I really do feel that. And I still feel that agents getting their license today still think it's a get quick rich scheme. And this is really a very difficult job that requires a horrendous amount of hours and a lot of discipline, which is lacking in most agents. Discipline to me is very, very key in being successful. And I've watched over the last 2 years that have been a little bit more difficult for a lot of agents. Agents, sadly, in the last 5 years, when we were in this really booming market where things sold in 25 minutes, just became transaction-based. They were not people-based, relationship-based transactions. And then you wake up one day and boom, the market comes to a standstill and you don't have any relationships with your past clients.
Absolutely. And it's about building a database and about engaging your database. And it's this is, as I say, is one of my, real estate is an industry driven on emotion. And your ability to manage people's expectations and as well as deal with people. This is a people-to-people business. It will always be a people-to-people business.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%. When I'm doing training, I don't know if I've ever even discussed that with you, Dean. I do a lot of training, and not just newer agents, but a lot of seasoned agents that make fairly okay money but want to up their game. And I love to teach them what I call the 5 times 5 rule. And I'm 35 years in this industry, and I still do this myself daily, where I contact, whether it be on the phone or via text, 25 people a day that I've done business with or am doing business with or wherever they're sitting in my database. And when I tell this to agents I'm training, they'll say to me, so how do you know how much real estate to talk about when you're contacting these people every day? And I said, I never talk about real estate, ever. That's your number one mistake, because that's a sales call.
Right.
I'm calling to see how you are. How are your twins, Dean?
Correct. Yeah.
How's your teenage daughter going into high school? How's the dog? I never, ever talk about real estate unless they want to talk to me about real estate.
That's right.
I'm just checking in, building that relationship.
Right.
If agents could just understand that for every one relationship you build, in your career, you'll get a minimal of 10 transactions.
Right.
They don't get that because they're just transaction based. And they can only see literally one transaction ahead instead of looking for 200 more transactions and building relationships.
Right. Exactly.
Which is, it's sad because in this market, we're going to see so many people leaving.
Right.
They won't be able to cut it. It's very, very, very difficult for people right now. And if you don't have a relationship with that person, how do you tell your seller every single week, sorry, you didn't have any showings. I think you need another price reduction. Sorry, you've been on the market 120 days and we haven't seen an offer yet. That takes skill, that takes a lot of practice, and it takes a strong relationship with that seller in order to get them to be okay with that. I think newer agents really need to hone their skills when it comes to those types of conversations and really be maybe hanging out with very experienced people to get some background on how to deal with this. Because I think that, normally if we look at TREB stats, average agent is doing maybe 3 deals. I think this year it's going to be 0 deals.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Which is sad. I mean, you've spent a lot of money to get a real estate license. It's not a cheap adventure anymore. Coming in all gung-ho, spending all kinds of money to see your face on a postcard, and that's really all it's about.
Yeah.
Is I like to look at my face before it goes in the mail. And they don't have the skills to survive this.
Right.
I just wish somehow there were some sort of, mandatory. I think it should be mandatory that you graduate from, or your college, and you take mandatory real estate courses in order to know how to survive once you get your license.
Right. I agree 100%. I guess, the technology world that we're in and the AI world as well, I think we need to be careful of that as well. I think that, I can tell an AI post. I can tell that's not genuine. I can tell when I've got a call that it's a computerized prospect. If it's, I had an agent that some of them relocate or they move or they gotta they're starting in the business and I assembled all my lands, my properties, which were in strategic locations, by knocking on someone's door and getting in their living room to get to know them and build a trust and a rapport, to the point where they wanted me to develop their property. They wanted the property to go to me, right? So, so I think that, we basically focus on building a client engagement plan, obviously touching your client, 10 days, every 11 days or every 10 days. And obviously, the Popeyes and you can use text messaging to wish people happy birthday. And like you said, I don't even talk about real estate. I'll ask for referrals when the timing's right.
When the time is right, exactly.
When the time is right, and be strategic about it. But that's a skill set of dealing with people, right?
Of course.
And I think that's lacking in this industry.
It is lacking.
It is, yeah.
We're in a referral-based business, and referrals to me are just free money. I mean, I just love referrals. But there's only a certain time and place to be making that suggestion. And that's the skill set I'm talking about that's lacking, I think, today in a lot of agents, where they just don't understand how to build that relationship to that level. I mean, my goal is always to be at the forefront of somebody's mind if they hear the word real estate. Call Lorraine. That's what you want in your career.
Right.
But you can't do that if you're a transaction-based agent. It doesn't work. They don't remember you because you forgot to call them 3 days after they moved into their new house where you made $50,000.
Absolutely.
They saw you every day for a month while you were all hyped up that you were going to get your money, and then you forgot who they were.
Right.
Bad business. That's bad business.
That's right. That is. Yep.
It is. It's really bad business, and it's got to change. And maybe this difficult market will weed out the people that should be weeded out. And leave us with, the cream of the crop, which would really be something
Yeah,
exciting.
for sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
less lawsuits, because there's a lot of that happening.
Yeah, there is.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, there is.
for
There
sure.
is, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. The first.
So,
Yep. Go ahead.
Does everybody at your brokerage? I'm sure they're not all doing development. They must be doing just regular standard real
Absolutely.
estate
Oh,
transactions.
100%. I would say that the differentiator is that there's two types of brokers: the one that saves a dollar to make a dollar, or we don't charge any fees in our brokerage, and then there's the broker.
What does that mean? You don't charge any fees?
We don't have monthly fees. We don't have desk fees. I invest a dollar to make 10. So with our agents, so we have a tiered training platform. It's beginner, intermediate, advanced, high performance coaching, full service marketing department, and lead generation platforms. So basically, we have our Coldwell Banker University, which is our beginner training platform, and our trainers deliver the material.
So explain that to me a little bit. I think this is very interesting to people that are watching our YouTube video to understand, because many people come to me and say, where should I be working next? And these are important things to be able to tell them. So I get my real estate license and I come to Dean and I want to work in your office and I don't have any fees. This would be unheard of to me.
Right. That's the way I operate. I basically, I carry everything. But I'm constantly investing in the realtors, and we operate, my wife and I. But we do you get an awful lot for very little, and now we do provide third-party training platforms. For instance, we're Buffini instructors as well. And then,
I used to teach Buffini too.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
I love the
Buffini.
Popeye.
Yeah,
I
love the
the
Popeyes.
Popeye.
And,
Yep.
and that's very much. And then so we in essence, if there's a cost for that course, I'll reimburse them on their next deal, or I'll sometimes pay for it. That's the way we operate. So I'm constantly investing in the agents and their businesses. So
Good for you.
yeah,
That's-
I've got to provide them with
that's
an
very
alternate
unique.
service. Yes, it is very unique. Yeah,
It
That's
is
the
very
way-
unique.
Yeah.
So the question becomes then, how are you making a living from your agents if you don't have a desk fee and you don't have a
We don't
transaction fee?
we don't see a penny unless they sell something, and that's sort of our philosophy that we're in this together. Basically, they need to produce and they need to make sales happen and build a database and build a business. And when they do sell, we have our splits and so forth. So
Okay.
that's how we make money.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
And
I
you have
think that,
in-house agents as well? Like you house agents in offices?
yeah, I own all our locations, so we do have 8 locations for them to go to.
And where are those locations?
Well, we just opened up our west office on Eglinton, 2242 Eglinton. I own the 5 properties on the corner there, and we have an office in Toronto East and Kingston Road by the Scarborough Bluffs.
Yep.
Right backing onto the Scarborough Bluffs. We're in Vaughan, bordering Richmond Hill as well, and Major Mackenzie, which is another land assembly that I've been working on for 20 years. And we just built a new building in Newmarket. That's our anchor building. It's called the Union, which is a historical buildings that I restored and
beautiful.
retrofitted and jacked up these buildings and brought in these 3,600-pound beams and made them 10 and 9-foot ceilings and
Beautiful.
elevators and so forth. So that was a launch that we did, and that office is quite a nice office, and we also do event space in there as well. And so we have an office in Innisfil, build a property in
wow.
Innisfil. We're in
Okay.
Barrie as well. I own the building in Barrie, and we're in Aurelia. And I also have an office in Muskoka, which is a very productive office, actually. The Muskoka office is
Wonderful.
not a large office, but very good productive
Production.
agents. Yeah, very
Good,
productive
good,
agents.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, so I call it the multiple office platform. I guess the agents can use any one of those locations, right? So some are some have, we do have agents with full-time offices in some of the locations, but it's structured so that they can use a private office when they're in there, or they can work in, an open space that we've created, the coffee shop space we call it. So, so that's the way we operate.
And how many staff do you have in total?
I have 13 people on staff on salary with the company. So,
All not secretaries, but managers
and admin people and deal admin trainers and so forth.
Beautiful.
Recruiters. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop by and see one of your offices.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of offices, I don't know if it's okay for me to let the cat out of the bag, but
Okay.
I heard recently that you just purchased a new office in Florida.
I did. Yes. So.
Surprise.
So that's something I've always wanted to do when I first got started in the business. So I had been, I guess it's very hard to get a Coldwell Banker franchise in Florida. So I was approved, given my track record here in Canada. And so I had been in touch with an owner that basically most of the offices are corporately owned in South Florida. And like, for instance, the Jill Zedler Group, they're the largest team in North America out of any company. They've sold $2 billion worth of real estate alone, just those two ladies. And I've always been intrigued by the way real estate is done in other parts of the world. And Florida's, I have a second home there. I still have one. And I've been going for 25 years, 30 years. So that said, so the owner of this brokerage has it's in Palm Beach, which is and it's right on the water, right near the water. So it's very difficult to get a brokerage close to the water as well. Like, they're always studying where their market shares are. No, you can't go there because we have our corporate office there, kind of thing. And so this was a unique scenario, and the previous owner and I had developed a relationship for the last 5 years. She's French Canadian, and it just kind of came on my lap in the last 6 months to, I had to make a decision that it was just too good of an opportunity to proceed.
Yeah, it's a very exciting
so
opportunity,
we did it,
I think.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. And it's,
of course.
Yeah. So we go to we're in Hollywood Beach, but it's a bit of a drive to the Palm, but we service South Florida as well, and we have agents from all over, really. So yeah, we've got about 12 agents right now, so it's a bit of a startup, but yet not quite. So
it's fantastic. I think.
Yeah.
It's a volatile time to be doing that, but it could be very exciting.
It is. Yeah. I look. It'd been in the works. This isn't something that I decided to do in the last. It's been. I've always wanted to do it for 30 years, right? So, I guess it's like anything else. As we've been discussing, it's about building relationships, and I had built relationships over the years, especially with this previous owner, Nancy, who's just a wonderful person. She'd been a top manager with Coldwell Banker, for many years, and she's from Montreal and in Florida. She was in Florida, so they live in Florida though. So, and that relationship evolved over 5 years, and it's like anything else, like you were saying. Many times in our discussions we weren't even talking about real estate or the brokerage, and of course when the timing came, she called me, and it's exactly the same as you were just describing of what this business is all about, and it's about people. It's about building relationships. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's a fantastic opportunity, and I work with people that have offices here and also in Florida as well, and it's quite interesting to see the differences and see where they're headed and what's going to happen there, because I think about it often myself, thinking, okay, one day I'm going to have to use the word retirement in my vocabulary. I don't know when that is, and I always thought, well, I can't just do nothing.
Right.
So if I lived in Florida, I would always be considering that myself.
Yeah, and I think the thing is we have agents that are seasonal in both markets that are with us. So you know the brand Coldwell Banker in Florida is they're number one in gross commission income. They're number one in ends. And again, it's not about vainism, but it's the they're leaders of they're the winners of the Women's Choice Award for the last 10 years. 9 out of 10 women choose Coldwell Banker as their preferred. In fact, 70% of our makeup of our brokerage are women, and my wife's a big part of that. And as a strong leader in organized real estate, and so it's a humble brand, and it's a strong brand in Florida, and we're excited to seize on the opportunity, and we're at the right place at the right time, basically.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. When will you start there?
We've already started.
Oh, okay.
So the brokerage is opened.
But you haven't made the announcement here
We
yet.
haven't made the announcement yet. No,
I think we just did.
we just did. So.
Good for
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
very exciting.
It is.
Does
yeah.
it worry you at all with what's happening between, the U.S. and all kinds of things going on there now, or we're just going to put
Well-
the blinders on and pretend that's not happening?
Oh, I
which
think
might be
it's-
the better thing.
It could be, but what I do find is that that there's a lot of people south of the border that really love Canadians. And,
Yes, of course there are.
and,
Absolutely.
I think it's one person, and not to kind of touch on politics, but they love us and respectful to us, and I've been going for many years, 35, 40 years. We have a second home there, so I'm not selling it. We're staying there, and we love it there, and we have friends that respect us, and we respect them, and I think that eventually we're hoping that things will work itself out from
I
that
think they
perspective.
will, too.
I think they will. Yeah.
I think they will too. I think that I don't ever talk politics either because it's a pretty big subject. It's like talking about religion or whatever, and it's
Right.
not the coolest thing to talk about. But I do think too that if people just shut their TVs off for maybe a month,
Exactly.
things would
Stop
die down
watching
a lot.
the media.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they'd die
Yeah.
down a lot, I
For
think.
sure. For sure.
Concentrate on something a little bit more productive than that,
Right.
and just keep going.
Right. For
Because
sure.
no matter what we hear, I relate this kind of back to, in its own strange way, I relate it back to when we were working in the COVID market.
Right.
I'd have people just calling me hysterical.
Right.
And yet we never did better in real estate than that market.
Right.
I went to work. At that time, I had my own satellite office. I went to work every single day of the week as if nothing ever happened.
Right. Yeah.
Paid a little bit more attention to your home because I had extra cleaners come in to make sure you didn't have any germs. But other than that, it was business as usual.
Right.
Yet there were other agents that didn't come out of their house
For sure.
because the world was going to come to an end. Yet here we are.
And here we are. Exactly. And
Here
here
we
we
are.
are. Yeah.
It's all a matter of your perspective and your mindset, right?
Right.
You got to take that negativity out, throw it away. And when I have people that converse with me, the anti-Trumpers, I don't really pay a lot of attention because I say to them, I'm not American. I live here. I just keep going.
I love. We're extremely proud Canadians.
Of course.
I have my Canadian flag tattooed on my ankle, and when Four Nations was the hockey tournament, I had my jersey on, and I went to Boston, and I was there in the game, and it was exciting as heck. And so this is the greatest country in the world. I think what makes us so great is that we accept people from all over the world.
Of course.
And that's who we are. We're a humble, classy nation of people that it's a country made up of. Toronto's home to 200 different speaking languages. So we're a multicultural nation, and I think that's what makes Canadians
Different.
our strengths.
Yeah, I agree with you
different. Yeah,
completely.
for sure.
I can't even imagine, going back to when I first started in real estate really, really long time ago, we were not nearly as multicultural as we are
Right,
today.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
and if you didn't go
Yeah.
with the flow of what's happening today, you're living in the wrong country.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We've got to be grateful that things are still as good here as they are when we compare ourselves to other places in the world, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, it's a great, great country to live
It
in,
is.
and it is truly the land of opportunity.
It is, truly.
And I
Truly.
say that to realtors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doctors, we're not lawyers, yet we make more money than most of them, and it's just real estate. I think is just an absolutely astronomical opportunity for people.
Right. It is. Yeah.
Be smart, build your skills, understand what you're doing, and you will have a lucrative business for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just be smart about it.
Right.
It's
I
not
think
all about fame and glory and
No, it's not.
seeing your face somewhere, as you call it, vainism. But really, we have been given an opportunity to make an incredible living, meet incredible people, build incredible relationships. And how many people are that fortunate?
Right. Right.
It's a great, great career.
It is. It's a great career, and we couldn't be in a better place than where we are here in Canada and Toronto and the GTA, and it's a metropolizing city. It's growing at 300,000 people a year, and I think that you had made mention that this is an industry driven by emotion, and tuning out the noise is really what you need to do in this business, especially in these markets.
Oh,
Yeah,
1000%.
tune out the noise. Somebody says something in the press, everyone's, oh my God, we better watch, we better, tighten our belts and not stop buying, or the rates come down, oh, it's time to get back in the market, or,
Or standing in the hallway just having coffee, talking about how shitty the market is all day long.
Exactly.
Isn't going to get you a house to sell.
No, exactly. It's an emotional, an industry driven on emotion. You walk into a kitchen and wow, this, the kitchen looks great,
Oh, yeah.
So and
Definitely.
you justify the logic, but and that's just it. I think that's the way that we have to tune out the noise and just service your clients and engage your database and build a relationship and manage people's expectations, their emotions, and develop that skill set of dealing with people. That's going to differentiate the ones that survive in this market and the ones that don't.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Agree more. So before we wrap up, Dean, just a couple of questions for you. Tell me, if I was to ask you today to give some advice right now to new agents getting their license, they're looking for a brokerage, and they need some really great advice today, what are you going to tell them?
Well, I think that if they're a new agent getting into the business, then they would need to pick a brokerage that basically has the right mindset, and you're looking for solid training and coaching and support, and it's not just Zoom meetings. It's a training platform that's in depth of beginner, intermediate, advanced, high performance coaching. I think that you want to look for a full service marketing department that can support you in your needs with marketing needs, and lead generation platforms, and understand that when you get into this business, if you haven't succeeded in this business, it's because you haven't built a solid database. Like you said, you're transactional. And come with the mindset of building a database, and your number one best lead generating source will always be a repeat and referral. Always.
So if I don't know how to build a database, I don't really even know what that is. I just got my real estate license. How do I do that? Tell me, Dean, how do I start to do that? What do I do?
Well, you would basically embrace and solid training, and we get everybody to write down a list of whoever they know to get started, whether it's a small list or a large list, and you have to start somewhere and start engaging the database. Join local groups or the Rotary Club, or you can join. We get some agents that are getting a lot of business from their church and from their.
I know a lot of agents that do that too.
Yeah, so
they host coffee and cake every
cakes,
Sunday in the basement of the church.
Right, client appreciation parties. Any place you can go to meet people, and help people.
Help them. Exactly.
Help people. This is a long-term game. It's not a get-rich-quick business. So
if it is, I'm still waiting.
embrace training and don't be above it as well. So I still go to training sessions.
Me too.
And I love learning, and I'm obsessed with learning, and you know, I try to attend it all if I can. I know it's we got to work too, so in the field, but
We can all always learn something new every day.
Always.
Absolutely. I listen to agents still and learn things from them, and I've been in the industry longer than them.
Right.
You'd be amazed at what you can pick up if you're hanging around the right people.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice. And I really like how your office runs. I think that's really great with the no desk fee. Unless you're making money, you're not making money. That's a really great place for a newer agent to start, where they're not feeling the threat of, wow, here's your monthly bill. Because that's scary to a lot of agents.
It is, for sure.
You know, you're not making money, and every month there's a little note on your desk saying, hey, pay up.
Right.
Is scary. That's a great concept. And I want to say really congratulations on your Florida location. I think that's great.
Thank you.
All of what you've done with your wife is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
That you're a force to be reckoned with, I'm going to be saying, in the real estate industry.
Thank you, and I appreciate the invite today.
I appreciate your time, and I want to tell you that I wish you and your entire team and your entire staff there the ultimate success in 2025, and of course going into 2026. It was an absolute pleasure to speak to you today, Dean.
Likewise.
Thanks so much for coming out.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. If you'd love to increase your sales and change the direction of your real estate career, visit us at www.therealestaterockstaracademy.com. Hope to see you back here real soon.